Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today we're going to talk about Ocean's 8. So Ocean's 8 is the fourth movie in the Ocean's franchise, and it's the first one we've had in over 10 years, actually. And this one isn't directed by Steven Soderbergh, which is kind of disappointing. And so you kind of see that in this movie.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's not directed by Steven Soderbergh because his shots in all the Ocean's movies, especially the first one, really stands out, and that's why Ocean's 11 is so timeless.
Yeah, and it's so clever.
Mm-hmm.
And this tries to be, but I just don't feel like it reaches that level.
Yes, it tries throughout the whole movie, from the opening shot to some of the stuff they do in their heists. It's very similar to the first one, in my opinion, and it's trying to copy.
Yeah, even from the get-go, the way the movie starts, what's happening during the heist, it really mirrors some of the stuff that's in the first Ocean's movie. And the thing about this movie is it's kind of lazy. Like, the way they set it up is a little bit lazy. So as you've seen from the trailer, Sandra Bullock is Danny Ocean's sister, which feels kind of just thrown out there. I mean, it felt almost like, if you remember the last Die Hard movie where he just randomly had a son and all of a sudden it was really important to the story. Now he just randomly has a sister and he's just dead for no reason. That's not really a spoiler. You learn that immediately. I think it's even in a trailer that he's dead. But it's just like, oh, he's dead, so here's a story about a sister.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel. I feel like it's a very average movie, in my opinion. And Ocean's 11's just really good. Like I said, it's timeless. And George Clooney, he's very charismatic. Brad Pitt lands his own character as well. There's just all these other interesting characters in Ocean's 11, 12 through 13 that this one fell a little flat for me. And especially Sandra Bullock's character, I didn't like her.
Yeah, I wouldn't say she was very likable. I thought the supporting cast was kind of fine. They have their moments. It never felt like this real cohesive unit like you felt in the original Oceans or 12 through 13th. But this one, they just kind of they got this group of randos together who had no real connection. And without saying any spoilers, there are some very light cameos from the older franchise that they didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys.
Yeah, overall, I would just say it was pretty average. It's not terrible. If you love the Oceans franchise, you might enjoy it. I personally was a little disappointed. It definitely doesn't live up to the first one especially. It's not the worst movie in the world, but, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, so I would rate this movie 5.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's very average for me. I honestly don't think this really needed to be done. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I mean, we had the other three. They were good. They were solid. I'd like to see some different in Hollywood.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It felt like a very unnecessary reboot. So I'd give this movie a 5 out of 10. I was pretty disappointed. I felt like it's really average. It doesn't really live up to the Ocean's name. And overall, I just thought it was a little lazy, a little sloppy. It gets kind of unbelievable, especially towards the end of the movie. Yeah, it just didn't feel as clever and as unique as the first ones. It felt like it was trying to mimic an Ocean's movie. And, yeah, just not that great.
And last thing I have to say is that I feel like the heist in the first ones is so good. Even the second and third one, I mean, it decreases. So I think it's a little harder after you do that first movie where it has a big grand surprise and you're like, oh wow, that's how they did.
You're trying to top that after that.
Top
and you can't. It's
can't
really
top
good.
it.
And yeah, that's what I was saying when we came out of the movie is the first one, you get to the end of it, you're like, wow, this is, that's kind of cool how this all mixes together. They kind of were keeping you in the dark from everything. This one, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it doesn't accomplish that same feat. When everything goes down, it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm really on board with all that, if that's even possible. It felt kind of silly. At times it almost felt like Final Destination-esque, like the perfect things had to happen, and it wasn't as good. It wasn't as clever, and it wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah, so here is our thoughts of Ocean's 8. Let us know in the comments down below what you think, as well as like and subscribe. We always appreciate your support, and bye.
See ya.